Hello, you beautiful people. My name is Davi. I'm joined by Abe and Charlie. Welcome back to another Tony Tuesday.
How you doing?
And for our viewers and listeners, we hope you guys are doing well. Just a quick heads up, this episode is also available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, specifically the discussion portion of the show.
And if you want to watch this uncut and ad-free, you can become a member here on YouTube or become a patron on Patreon. The link for that is in the description. Both are $5 a month. You have to have your own copy of the episode. We'll give you a countdown, the time code, and you can watch the whole thing with us.
And y'all, please don't forget to smack the thumbs up button on that. Smack it, smack it, smack it, hit it, hit it, hit it, press it, press it, press it. And also, if you're new here, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so that you can be notified when we have a new upload.
Yes, sir. Indubitably.
We back.
We're back. We took a week off. We're so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry.
It was a lot. Work was crazy. It was a busy week.
Yeah.
So apologies.
Outside of this is a hobby.
Indeed.
We have jobs.
Yes, correct.
I feel like some people need a reminder sometimes. No, it's been good though.
If you want to make it a full-time job, subscribe.
That ass. If you want to stay on schedule, subscribe. We finished Severance 2 weeks ago now, right? Not last week.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
Oh man, what a show. I don't know if people here are into that kind of thing or if you have or haven't watched it, but definitely recommend. I think it's one of the best TV shows on television right now. Apple TV is doing their thing, even though they're losing, $1 billion a year. They're putting out some good shit. So
pocket change for them.
Yeah, genuinely. And we're back because we are four
episodes left, yeah.
4 episodes away from finishing this wonderful series.
It has been an amazing ride, and I just can't wait to see how this all unfolds.
Yeah, man.
And with that being said, Abe, can you please read the comments from our previous Tony Tuesday?
Yes, I can. The first one here comes from Thomas Harms 9591, and it says, "The scene when Christopher sees everyone laughing at him is so powerful to me. You remember when he was hanging out with Tony and Tony B, and they treated him like a joke, and it really hurt him. He blamed Tony B. Now he sees that no matter what happens in his life, where he gets to, or how much money he makes, the rest of the guys will always see him as a joke, as entertainment." I think that's valuable, and I think that it's also like, that scene to me was also a representation of him describing something that was not, super mob related. Like he was talking about loving his daughter and like all of that stuff and like being a good father, and they were all just laughing because like, hey man, we're out and about. We're talking about cheating on our wives and, winning a bunch of money gambling or losing a bunch of money gambling. And I think that to him was like what set it off. So yeah, I really, really like that scene. This next one comes from Mayonnaise. One is, not capitalized, the other is capitalized.
Gotcha.
This is the best reaction channel when it comes to The Sopranos I've seen. Wow. I want to thank you guys for sticking with it for over a year now, and I'm looking forward to the last few episodes. I hope to hear your thoughts on the series in its entirety after the last episode. Thank you so much for that compliment. That's an unpopular opinion, but we and I will. I don't necessarily feel like we're the best. We definitely lack in, and we talked about this. We lack in the parts of like mob culture and having the context of like every single mob movie that does give insight into the world of this. So that's something where we are absolutely lacking, and we rely on a lot of you for, but we like to think that we've done a decent job at least analyzing the characters and their development over time and how their arcs have progressed to where it has today and where it eventually will end. So appreciate the recognition. There's plenty of Sopranos reactions. We know we're definitely not the best, but thank you for sticking with us this whole time. And the last one here comes from Roke Zupan, and it says, "Never say to someone who's in the mafia that they're in the mafia."
Never.
Or you get popped right in the head.
Never.
With that being said, Charlie, episode 18.
Kennedy and Heidi.
Do we know if when these shows were airing, they did like a recap sort of thing or never?
A recap?
Like an episode recap?
Yeah, like on the last episode of The Sopranos or some shit like that.
I don't know. We never stuck around to look, but I don't think they did it back then.
I feel like there's definitely some episodes that could benefit from that.
I think that's a thing they started later on.
Maybe it wasn't a thing for HBO at that time. I don't know.
Basta! Stop dumping! Stop dumping!
What is matter?
Lower your bed! You can't dump here anymore. You have to talk to your boss.
Always we are dumping here.
Caballero, put the shit back in your truck.
What?
¿Sabes lo que tú estás respirando? ¿Sabes lo que estás comiendo con tu comida? Asbesto.
Ooh.
Eso.
Ouch.
It's asbestos you've been dumping over there.
Ooh.
That's horrible.
You and your friend there, Stefano, have been pocketing how much on this Cowboys and Indians asbestos removal?
You got the same scam, Phil, so why don't we cut you the
I was going to say, why are they...
figure you out on this?
What?
25%. Don't be an asshole. Nobody's been hiding nothing. I had the same dumping deal with what's-his-name, the operations manager since I've been there at Borough Sanitation. You're not there no more. I am. And you're enjoying your generous severance package. 25%. That's not gonna happen. You got a backyard? A pool? Dump it there. It's my only other suggestion.
Oh, damn. They're not even caring about, like, trying to come to a compromise.
Got us by the guts, I'll tell you that.
I meant to say this before we started, but 4 episodes to go. I'm expecting to see a lot of these main characters just drop dead. So,
Maybe.
let's see.
Even still, I say let him have it. Life's too short.
It's also too short to live it as a f***ing lackey.
Departed soundtrack's fucking killer. Now, regarding Phil, I gotta ask, whatever happened to Stop and Smell the Roses?
It's a good soundtrack. You right about that.
Can't fight every f***ing battle, right?
That was an eerie shot.
Every time they hold on to these car ride shots, I get nervous.
Yep.
Just that people like Phil are not on that page. Take those roses and stick them up your ass. Thorns first.
They showed the thorns, the rose bush right before, too.
This system's got no balls.
Keep your eyes on the road, buddy.
The child is grown, the dream is gone.
So how was your party that day at the house?
Oh my gosh.
I knew that was going to happen.
Good Lord, that thing.
And somehow
Maybe
landed.
you should go back, Heidi. Kennedy, I'm on my learner's permit after dark.
Oh,
There's the title of the episode. Heidi and Kennedy. Oh, no.
You gotta help me. I'll never pass the drug test.
What?
You gotta get me out. Lose my license.
Oh, wow.
What was that?
That's a car seat. Oh, Jesus. This can't be the way he dies.
Never pass a drug test. Call me taxi.
My God.
Taxi, bro. I think you need a fucking...
oh my
The
gosh.
ICU.
Huh? You gonna let him die? No. Freaking
Charlie, this is what you wanted.
Wow. Oh, my God. This is terrible.
I didn't think Tony would stoop that low.
I guess the question is, like, I'm still trying to figure out why he did that. Like, I feel like there's a couple different motives there. Was he putting him out of his misery? Like, in one sense, it could be that. Was it cruel?
Could be multiple things.
Yeah.
Guy came with. How is he?
Your friend is dead. Paramedics called it in the ambulance.
Breathe in, please. Hold it.
Do you know a contact number for his next of kin?
His wife.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
Going back to when I had mentioned seasons ago, major spoiler that I had gotten, it was that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I knew it was going to happen.
Is Mrs. Soprano there?
Yes, this is Mrs. Soprano.
Well, I'm here with your husband. He'd like to speak with you.
Huh?
Tony, is everything okay?
Are you sitting down? Serious?
Yes, I'm in bed.
Sweetheart, there's been an accident. We were coming back from the city and Christopher's dead.
Oh my God! What happened?
He drove off the road and the car flipped over and
Are you okay?
I just banged my knee. You know, the one from high school. I'm fine, but he wasn't wearing a belt.
Where are you? St. Clair's?
Listen, they're gonna call Kelly if they haven't already, and just get Alan Rita on the phone and get him started over there.
All right, all right. Oh my God, Tony, he's dead?
Yeah.
He's, like, way too numb about this, or, like, too nonchalant.
Was Christopher going to die anyway? Probably. But still, like, ugh.
Crow. The crow.
What came as soon as we heard?
Patsy went over to Chrissy's mom's house.
Yeah, that's where Carmela is.
Carlos, coming up.
Yeah.
How you doing, Tom?
My knee got banged up. He said it's probably gonna be okay. You know, the last thing I remember was pulling away from Phil.
Skid marks all over the place. The cops don't come.
He had a heavy foot, that kid. Always. Almost put me through a billboard one time.
Only you didn't have a seatbelt on.
I think I saw a seatbelt, but
He definitely did. He's
Suffocated on his own blood.
Oh, Jesus. Poor kid.
Jesus Christ.
Seems like that's the cause of death.
he's like over explaining.
Just stay quiet. Like,
especially because he just said the last thing I remember was us pulling out of Phil's.
Yeah.
So how do you remember that?
Do a full blood test on him. See, for alcohol, drugs.
Did occur to me, he didn't seem high, did he?
Are you kidding? Would have been furious. I would have fucking strangled him.
You've been working the program very dedicated ever since he threw little Paulie out that window.
Let's not go there.
Even before that, he was battling that shit.
Gave it his all. Well, anyway, going now. Chrissy.
They all do seem very concerned about Carlo coming up.
Think to take the heart, D. You hear? You're all right. You could have been killed for f***'s sake.
What are you going to do?
Maybe I think he saw Chrissy as a liability, and that's why he did that.
For a long time, he's been thinking that of Christopher, I think.
I know I have my differences with that kid, but maybe I didn't do right by him neither. If you were his dad, I was his Dutch uncle. And what the f*** did I do but get pissed off, fight with him over cocksucking f***ing money, and break his balls when he tried not to have a drink or a little taste of snow?
It's over, buddy.
Be a little bit of like the heartbreak of seeing somebody with addiction and like not being able to deal with it any longer. That's why Tony did it.
Found cocaine in his blood.
Madon.
Cause of death was a hemothorax.
Yeah, airbags can crush the ribs when there's no other restraint.
They said he might have made it.
Couldn't have worn his goddamn seatbelt.
Al.
No wonder. He was wackadoo.
Al, stop it.
Ah, baloney. He leaves our granddaughter fatherless.
That's crazy to me, though, that they don't find other stuff like Tony's fingerprints on his freaking nose or like...
Yeah, but they could...
I don't
So
know.
what about it? Like, he could have been like, hey, wake up.
trying to help him.
They could see... I don't know, dude.
I just got a call from little Paulie. Nucci Gualtieri died. Stroke.
Oh, Paulie's mom?
Oh, my gosh.
Everyone's dropping.
Foreshadowing with what you said at the beginning of this reaction.
Yeah. Man, spoiling.
You know what? This is bullshit.
What?
I haven't been able to tell anybody this, but
Oh, boy. He's going to confess right now?
I'm fucking relieved.
Really?
It was a tremendous drag on my emotions, on my thoughts about the future. I mean, to begin with, every morning I wake up thinking, is today the day that one of my best friends is going to dime me to the FBI? And a weak, fucking sniveling, lying drug addict? That's the worst kind of bet.
Jesus.
The biggest blunder of my career is now gone. And I don't have to be confronted by that fact no more. And as a relative, a friend, someone you can count on,
I see.
I've murdered friends before. Even relatives. My cousin Tony, my best friend.
Hello?
I mean, just confessing.
Okay. Oh
No
my
way the
God.
whole thing was a dream. There's no way the whole thing was a dream.
Was I talking to myself?
Snoring.
You know, I think the therapy session was a dream for sure.
But was he talking in his sleep, though?
Said he was snoring.
Completely caught me off guard.
Completely. I mean, he was confessing a little bit too willingly there. I was like, this is way out of pocket. But
Yeah, but the thing is, Melfi wouldn't be able to do it and anything about it, right?
no, she'd be able to report.
You think so?
Yes.
Yeah, I think if
You're causing harm to others and or yourself, I think they are like mandatory reporters. Like they can tell the authorities.
I think to myself, how could I have ever said those things about him and Adriana, what her mother said he did to her?
If only you knew.
Obviously, he was violent as an adult, his upbringing, but he adored Aid. He could never let himself take her life.
When I called you that night after the accident, and you asked me, oh my God, Tony, he's dead?
Yeah.
And I thought I picked up a twinge of relief.
What?
Oh, he's projecting so hard.
You don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay, good, I'm wrong.
Maybe if you did pick up something like that, maybe it's because I was relieved that it was him and not you.
Oh, God. The gaslighting is insane.
You know the baby's car seat? Giant tree branch came through the window and demolished it. She would have been dead, Caitlin. Mangled beyond recognition.
Oh, maybe that's the reason why.
What?
He's thinking about like almost protecting that child.
Oh.
Like it could have happened to that baby.
It's a good way to look at it.
It's amazing how things work. His mother, my cousin, Joanne, a lush, totally abandoned him as a parent. Now she's reaping all the sympathy and the tears.
How are you doing, Anthony?
There have been some hard moments, but a weak lying drug addict who fantasized about my downfall or even showed people his filthy thoughts on a movie screen? Let me tell you something. I've seen friends die before. Accidents.
Yeah.
Even murder.
He changed it up.
My cousin Tony, they shot his face away. And I was fucking prostrate with grief. But this? And it occurs to me, I hand-carried this kid to the worst crisis he ever had. I can't go into particulars, but
I was wondering.
Wives, girlfriends, they can complicate life in a major way. I don't have to tell you that. Anyway, huge problem of his own making. And he cried. He couldn't deal with it. So I took up the slack. I handled it. I felt sorry for him. Now, he talked. Gratitude. But guess what pity produces in the recipient? They shit on your pity. And that's what broke the camel's back.
How are you handling all this?
The worst part is I gotta sit there with people who are hurting. And I gotta have the long face and the sighing and the platitudes. But I don't feel it.
Wow.
And that makes me feel like a hypocrite. And that makes me mad at them.
No, that was the first honest thing he said in this entire episode.
I think that just proves that he's a narcissist, like full blown. Oh, wow. Whoa.
Hi.
Juliana Skiffle, this is my wife, Camilla Soprano.
Skiff.
Skiffle.
Oh, yeah. Right. Juliana's a real estate agent in the old neighborhood.
And you knew Christopher?
I used to buy my meat at Satriel's. I'm a recovering addict. I owe him a lot.
Well, that's nice to hear.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Nothing you can do.
That's my point.
Oof. That was awkward.
Yeah.
Cut through the tension with a knife.
I wonder what the count is now for the amount of funerals we've had in this place.
Yeah. Way too many.
Well, they did a beautiful job on him. Oh, I'm gonna go up.
I'll go up later. It's tough.
He loved you so much.
Yeah?
No, but you know he did.
This hurts watching this. This is just
so uncomfortable watching it, knowing what he just said in therapy.
Mm-hmm. They caked him up and make
Yeah, straight up.
Probably a lot of scars.
And James Brown now.
Jesus Christ, James Brown is a crazy.
That's insane.
My God, look at this. Like a movie star.
Jackie Kennedy.
What? Oh, that's his wife.
Yeah.
He was just saying that she looks like Jackie Kennedy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for the loss of your cousin. Me too, bro.
Oh, Jesus, these douchebags.
Don't let this linger on your head now. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, like his depression? Interesting.
You know, that night, three of them came into the car window, completely destroyed the baby scene.
We really should make an appearance at the other wake.
Oh my.
Polly. Polly's mom. Yeah.
God,
Damn,
2
same
in
time? They had to
one
do it at the
day.
same time? That's crazy.
It's because they died like
same day. Yeah.
Yeah, one after the other. Oof.
Be that late?
I haven't been to a wake in a real long time, but do you really just sit there?
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah.
I gotta get out of here.
Oh, boy.
Thanks for coming.
How you hanging in, Paulucci?
As well as can be expected.
It must be very hard for you. I know how close the two of you would become again.
Yeah.
Oh, we missed that whole part?
The room is beautiful, Paulie.
Nobody's in it. What kind of testament is this to the spirit and generosity of the woman?
We're here for you, Paulie.
The switch up is crazy.
Yeah.
It's a fundamental lack of respect, and I'm never gonna fucking forget it, neither.
Jesus, Paulie, people your mother's age, their friends die off.
What, she outlived Sil, Carlo? They're all over there with your nephews.
Yeah, but...
Councilman Cirillo was here 3 minutes. I clocked him. He told Jerry he's going to the Montesanti wake.
People are coming, and if they don't, fuck them.
I got 500 prayer cards.
How common are you here? What the fuck is that, nothing?
Don, of course not. He's the world. She suffered too, you know.
Same day.
He get in there and make it about you. That is Paulie, bro. Paulie Gaultieri is that meme.
It's really sad, but it's kind of the same as with Blanca. I mean, I don't really just keep thinking about things the way I did, over and over,
For one thing, perhaps the meds are working. Did you finally enroll?
I'm in a few classes, unofficially, until my transcript clears from Ramapo.
Are you sleeping?
What, in class?
No. You were having trouble, remember?
Wellbutrin XL kicked ass.
Oh, my God.
I'm hearing good things about the Lexapro.
Check it, Paisan. Long John shithead.
That kid's in my South American lit class. He had his toes amputated.
Jesus.
Ouch.
Said it was an accident with his car battery. Acid burnt right through his shoe.
That's horrible.
That's terrible.
She was like, "Why all laughing?"
She doesn't know. Isn't God wonderful that way?
This man here to copper. Yeah, I knew it.
Hello. Alan, it's Tony. You busy? Listen, I need a suite.
So all the guys coming out?
I'm solo. Peace and quiet.
I think he wants to get away from all of the shit that nobody, like he can't engage with.
Makes
the
sense.
morning.
He's gonna go gambling. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Where is he staying?
This is gonna be the most depressing montage ever.
To Caesar?
Yeah, I think it's Caesar's.
33, black, odd.
5 red odds.
Crazy. By himself. I feel like he's never alone either.
Remember when he was hiding out in that hotel room in New York?
Mm-hmm. That was like the only other time.
It's also feels eerie.
Right.
Whose car was that? Was that him?
No idea.
Mean lady?
That was fast.
Yep.
He still looks like a mess.
You're a friend of Chris.
Yeah. Tony, by the way.
No, I know. He's mentioned you, actually.
Well, I heard nothing but nice things about you, except you're more beautiful than he let on. Talked about you a few times, told me more than once to look you up.
Did he? Well, well, well.
Have we seen her before?
Was she the one when he went out to L.A. or Cal?
Maybe.
No. I thought that one was blonde, no?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Uh-oh.
It's about Christopher. He's dead.
What?
Car accident. Happened a couple days ago.
Oh, my God.
He was killed instantly. Somehow, I walked away.
Jesus, that must have been scary.
I thought you should know.
Is that it?
How long are you here for?
I don't know. Just playing as I go.
Yeah, I'm confused. Was he like trying to?
I think he's
plant
trying
a
to.
seed?
I think he's trying to grab sympathy from her.
What's up?
It's Stefano. Look, I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm here at the school. The asbestos, it's backing up. I gotta dump this shit. It's not wrapped to code and all the other violations. I could get nailed big time.
I'm working on it, John. Trying to negotiate it out, but the asshole's taking a hard line for now. Just hang in there. Let me do my thing.
All right.
I got the venison steaks.
Oh!
The f***, you blind?
Me? You open the door, you don't look at doors.
Shit, you wrecked my f***ing door.
And you did that to your own door.
Did you hear this guy?
You saw it.
F*** you,
I am not a I am from Somalia, I go to school and I work.
You're some terrorist piece of shit. Either way, motherfucker, you're in the wrong neighborhood. Get the f*** away. I'm a
Jeez.
Jesus. What's it called when you like to see other people see pain? It's masochist. Oh, well,
something like that.
There we go.
Is this the same girl?
Same girl. It doesn't look like it, is it?
Yeah, same girl.
This is the new shit. Medical grade, mellow, paranoia free.
That's good.
What is it, crack?
No.
Weed.
Chris loved to party.
Medical weed.
What's your point?
Nothing. You just remind me of him, obviously.
Oh, he's not gonna like that, is he gonna?
Hey, what's that mean? I like him?
Oh, you were his friend, that's all.
Why would you bring him up?
All I'm saying is that there's a certain kind of guy that I don't run into on campus. But where I dance, that accent, the clothes.
I'm the type? This coming from the girl who's stripping her way through college?
Actually, you're a surprise. Chris sometimes talked about some sad shit, but you seem, I don't know, actually sad.
Not right now, I'm not. Jesus, this is some pretty fucking amazing dope. Chris said you two took peyote together.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, I haven't done buttons in a while, though.
He's gonna try it?
Yeah, the hypocrisy of this, right? Like, he's shitting on him for being an addict, drinking, weed.
Truth is, I always wanted to try that shit.
It's like he's living his life.
Mm-hmm. You're a hard man to reach. Nobody's seen hide nor hair.
I'm away. What do you want?
What do I want? I'm returning your call.
I think this got nothing to do with asbestos. Why don't you let go of the old shit and be a businessman? You got everything you want.
Not everything. Allow me to express my condolences regarding your nephew.
This is me hanging up.
He hung up first.
Phil's got him on a string. That's what it feels like anyway.
I can tell you're upset.
Big fucking deal.
What exactly happened this week?
You know, people walk around like this is all something. They're fucking laughing. Nobody takes even 1 second to think about what's really going on.
You sound depressed again.
I mean, how can anybody not be? You'd have to be fucking nuts not to be. I mean, you'd have to have your head wedged so far up your ass that all you could see is your own stupid face.
What specifically are you talking about?
I mean, everything is so fucked up. I mean, why can't we all just get along?
You were beating on the kid, bro. What do you mean?
So weird.
You don't have to chew it. You just wash it down like a pill.
Peyote.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a specific type of either a mushroom or some sort of plant that's like has hallucinogenic. A lot of indigenous tribes use it. It's like a spiritual thing.
He has like the candle set up.
Yeah.
Set the vibe, yeah.
He's gonna geek out, by the way. Like peyote's no joke. It's not a light drug from what I hear.
He's gonna visit some real demons.
Oh,
yeah, the puking.
Not surprised.
It's a common thing, right?
I think so. Yeah. I know for ayahuasca, it's a common thing to throw up. I don't know about peyote.
I think he's gonna have a really bad trip.
Yeah.
He's gonna see some
Christopher
tormenting stuff.
Maybe.
Are we not gonna get to see it?
I know. They could literally make a whole episode on that trip.
Just right past it.
Yo, they're
cooked right now.
like absolutely cooked.
He's gonna gamble all his money.
Probably. Oh, is he gonna have like
The same principle as the solar system.
More bets.
Why is she cheering 24? Yes, they didn't.
Because he bet on 24.
He did?
Yeah.
Is he gonna win mad money now? Because like I don't know, he's got super senses or something.
And then he's gonna like now peyote's his secret weapon.
20.
Did he get it?
Shit.
Yeah, he's cooking.
Did he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
This is not good.
Much appreciated. No more bets. 24 again.
Gee.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
I don't go to casinos. I have no idea.
Someone tell us what that means.
Does that mean he can't play it again?
Oh shit, it's hitting him now. It's hitting him.
What?
Oh my god. Better get up and take those chips before they take it from you, bro.
What the hell, bro? Oh my god, they're dumping in the water?
That's horrible.
Brutal.
You're gonna make so many people sick, bro.
Yeah.
The amount of future cancer diagnoses just from that.
What the hell are they doing?
They're out in the middle of the desert.
Jesus Christ. They're going to take ayahuasca next. I thought he was going to start crying when he said he's dead. I'm not going to lie. I didn't think he was going to start laughing.
You know what I think it means? Maybe he thinks that Christopher was his bad luck.
Oh.
And now that he's dead, he's
winning.
Yeah,
now he's winning. Yeah. I got rid of the bad luck charm. I shook the.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, good point.
Pretty good.
Oh my god, this man.
I get it!
This man should have been in Dune. Get a sniff of that.
The spice.
This man will go off. That was crazy. And
oh my god. What an episode. Jesus Christ.
Wow, what a turn of events for Tony. Love that.
Christopher is gone.
Yep.
And Tony's a real narcissist, man. He's wild. And I think what a moment that was at the casino. And I think Charlie, what you said, I think is very true. Is like his bad luck is gone, and now he feels like he's gonna start winning again.
Right.
And I want you to if you want to dive deeper into that. Why do you say that?
Well, I think I think Tony views it in that way, possibly, right? That's the assumption that I'm making, but I feel like for a very long time, Tony has been bogged down, or at least he feels like he's been bogged down by Christopher and his decisions and stuff, like whether it's a poor decision that he made or whether it's him being on drugs again and then having to rescue him from it, or him and having Adriana like informing to the FBI and whatnot. And so I feel like he always is like having to watch out over Christopher and can never like just hone in and focus. And whenever he kind of is focused on something, it feels like something happens with Christopher that like distracts him from whatever he was doing before. This is me, like, I'm not saying that that's exactly how it happens, but I'm saying what I think Tony's point of view on the whole thing might be. And so now with Christopher gone, I think he might, see it as like, oh, he was a bad luck charm around me. Like, he bogged me down. I was losing a lot while he was around, and now I'm winning. I'm up, as you would say. So yeah, that's what I see from that, at least. When he had his little epiphany there, like he's dead, after winning some money over there in roulette. So yeah.
I was gonna say that, like, just in a broader sense, I think this just like is another, probably the best illustration of Tony's like complicated sense of morality and like what he thinks is right versus wrong. Because I think that the reason why, like, to all the things that Charlie explained, why he is okay with Christopher's death is I think he thinks he and the world is better off without Christopher because of all of the negative things that he would do, right? He was an addict. He was just like out of line at times, would consistently just cause problems, and so on and so forth. And I think even so that, you know, he kept bringing up that, you know, the branch came in and like destroyed the car seat. I think the reason why he was doing that was to illustrate that, like, guys, like they're better off without him. Like, imagine if the baby was in the car. Yep. If he didn't die that time, it would have happened again with the baby in the car, and you know, the next time the branch would have killed the baby. And like, it's almost like he's trying to get everybody else's point of view of like, this was a bad guy. Same thing with his mother, right? Like, he's like, his mother's an alcoholic. His mother, you know, struggled to raise Christopher, and now she is like feeling all of the grievances, and he's like calling her, oh, James Brown with the performances, or the, you know, getting all of the sympathy when she wasn't a mother to him. And it's like, he has such a, it's so interesting that he has such a black and white view on everybody else, but his own morality has so much more gray. Like, you know, all of that led to him leaving his family at that time and going to Vegas, meeting up with a girl that Christopher used to hook up with, and essentially, like, in a weird way, like living vicariously through Christopher, like sleeping with the girl that he used to be with, doing drugs that he would never do with the girl that he used to be with. And all of this is like, it just is so crazy how he doesn't see how fucked up it all is and how backwards it all seems. And I think that is another illustration of like Tony's just moral compass just being completely screwed up.
I'm in shock with what we just watched in that final sequence. Just, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's just like,
it was hard to watch.
Yeah.
It's hard to watch.
Yeah.
You know what? Another thing too is like, it feels now in this episode, we saw a parallel between, although it was small, I think we saw it between AJ and Tony. Like, both of them have a very like messed up sense of morality and like what is right and wrong. Like, he is jumping into, you know, beating the hell out of this, you know, black kid, and they're all like racially abusing him, and then he follows that up with going to therapy and saying like, the world is so messed up, how can we not just get along? And it's like, brother, are you hearing the words that are coming out of your mouth? Do you understand the hypocrisy that you are talking about right now? And I don't know about AJ if there's something more there, because he was going to some classes and there was, you know, they were talking about Wordsworth and how Wordsworth has like strong critique on the material world and all this sort of thing. And it almost felt like AJ was trying to digest something there, but in the grand scheme of things, it feels like he, in the moment, is so invigorated by like masochism and like seeing other people's pain. And then, you know, when he digests it, it's also like a potential cause to his depression. It's so interesting and so complex. I really want people to comment on those parallels between Tony and AJ. Let us know what you think about like their complicated sense of morality and your theories on why they react the way that they do and the hypocrisy of it all.
Yeah, I think AJ struggles a lot to make independent decisions, independent choices. I don't think he can fully just have an opinion on something. He has to be guided by someone else, guided by a group in order to, I don't know, find some sort of purpose. Mm-hmm. And then once he's done, he reflects and is like, that's horrible. Mm-hmm. But he doesn't have the courage, he doesn't have the willpower to just, I don't know, find some moments to just, you know, just be independent. Just like,
yeah, be self-driven. Find a way to like derive purpose from yourself and not from something else. And like, I think what we're seeing right now in that therapy session that AJ had was like, he is not finding purpose. He is finding like, you know, he's chasing the high of like a action or something. Right? I think back to the episode where Christopher and Tony robbed the wine from those bikers, and like they just couldn't stop thinking about and talking about like, oh, that was so cool, blah blah blah, and then it kind of like died down, and they were trying to like relive that. And it feels like AJ's a little bit in the like chasing the high of like beating the shit out of somebody and feeling dominance and power over them, and then reflecting back on it and realizing that he is empty because that is not purpose. Like he doesn't have actual purpose in that, in those things that he's doing. So yeah, I see a little bit of that in Tony as well, but I don't think Tony is coming to grips with it actually the way that, I don't know. I feel like AJ is like, I don't think he realizes it, but at least he's talking about in therapy like all these things where he's like, oh, why can't we all just get along and whatnot? It feels a little bit more like he's able to recognize that the things that he's chasing is not valuable. While Tony, it feels like he's like constantly lying to himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, AJ like reflects on it, and Tony doesn't really. Like he might like mention it, but he doesn't really like feel out the emotions like AJ did just now. So yeah. I think one of the most the things that stuck out to me the most was in the therapy session with Tony and Melfi, where he says only one thing that was like true and honest in that moment, and he says, "To be honest with you, there are people who are actually hurting, and they are going through it, and I don't feel that, but I have to empathize with them, and it makes me mad at them." And I'm like, that is someone who's just like their emotions are not regular. Like I don't know how to clinically describe it, but like you clearly are not having the emotions of a regular person in that sense. Maybe it's not completely lacking empathy. Yeah. And I think that just illustrated how, I struggle to use the word evil, but like it feels sinister at times, like Tony's character in that way. Oh no, I see him as completely evil now after the whole thing with Christopher. Because my God. Also, to your point with the emotions and stuff, we don't know last time he took his meds, how long he's been off of it. Yep. If he's still taking it, that probably plays into all of this, where his emotions aren't regulated. And if he was taking his meds, maybe it would be different.
Yeah. I think this episode kind of solidifies. I mean, there's been many episodes that has solidified Tony's evilness, but if this doesn't do it for you, I don't know what else is going to. Because it's just like, I just don't know how this guy just has any sort of redeeming qualities. He's a very well written individual character.
His choice with Christopher, if we can go there for a minute. I'm not sure like the exact motive, like we mentioned throughout, watching it. Could be several things. It could be that he wanted to get rid of Christopher. We know that he was been like having that thought in the back of his mind for a while.
Because he's a liability.
Right, because he's a liability.
Take him out of his pain.
Take him out of his misery, because he saw like the situation he was in. The tree branch thing, from what I saw, is what penetrated through him, I think, right?
I don't know. I just saw it in the back seat.
I think it penetrated through the car seat.
The car seat, but he was bleeding, and I think it went through him because he was bleeding out of his mouth. He was like coughing up blood. Yeah. I thought it had gone through his body.
Something must have done that.
So I thought it had gone through the back seat, right, and then through his body in some way.
I think they would have mentioned that, no?
Yeah, no.
We saw like the branch for like a second, but I need to like pause on it to be able to know for sure. But let's go back here.
I think it's the airbag, bro.
Yeah, because
this is just being crushed.
I don't know. Maybe I don't.
Metal
airbag is deflated.
Metal talked about the airbag.
Yeah, but look at the airbag. It's so far away from him. It's not like inflated, crushing him. It like inflated and like deflated a little bit. There's the branch. Okay, we don't see. No. Yeah, we don't see it going through him. Yeah, something happened, to cause him to die like that.
Yeah.
But who knows?
But yeah, I think it felt like there were multiple motives for why Tony was doing that. Like, clearly the car seat was something that he fixated on, and as we know about Tony, like he does have like the one thing that he does have like empathy for is like the defenseless like animal, right? And like the innocent animal. I think you could probably put a baby in that category. And like, you know, we've seen it with Pai Mai, we've seen it with the Ducks, we've seen it with a couple of different situations where the dog, Christopher's, Adriana's dog, and all that. Like,
he's very good with kids as well. We've seen that in this series. Yeah.
He was able to sympathize with Vito's daughter.
Yeah,
stuff.
And I think that there is a true like part of the reason why he did that was like as a protector or feeling as though he was a protector for the innocent, and the innocent in this case being Christopher's, infant. But I do think that at the end of the day, he was like, this kid is such a liability and I cannot deal with this anymore. And, the way that they solve problems in their world is by when somebody's a problem, you kill them. Yeah. And it doesn't matter if they're family, this is how things are done in that world. So, yeah, it was just brutal to see.
Yeah. I think you probably already said this and I probably missed it, but he probably feels as if he was doing everybody a favor by saving the child from her dad.
Yeah.
In that way.
And that's why I keep thinking that he's mentioning it so much, because he sees it from that perspective, and he wants people to realize, like, went to the car seat, like, I think he really or at least, on some level on the surface, he's like, this is why I did it. And he wants other people to see that, like, oh man, well, it's a good thing the baby wasn't there. And you know what? Who knows? It could have happened later down the line.
So, or just in general, because just the life that they live could put her in danger. His addictions could put her in danger.
Yep.
Could be more than just the car accident itself, or a car accident itself as well.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I have two questions for you guys. One is, what do you think about the dream sequence where he is like there confessing everything to Melfi, and then we see basically the same scene re-rehearsed, almost like he saw what he shouldn't say and then like self-corrected. I was curious on your guys' thoughts of like what that was meant to represent and why he felt the need to. Well, I think it's obvious that he can't say and admit all of the crimes that he's committed, but like, do you think that speaks to something about him as a person and what he's willing to admit to Melfi and what he's not?
I don't know. I feel like it was just maybe a little bit of guilt, and he was having a nightmare about it. Because like he can still feel relief and still feel like he did the right thing and still feel guilt about it. I think. So that's how I interpret it. But yeah,
I saw it more as a, in the day before you have something big coming up. I think that was literally happening the morning of he was going in. So he was, I think in that sequence, he was just thinking about what is he going to say, what is he going to do, how he's going to do it, and also I think the guilt is a main reason as well. But I didn't really read much into it.
I was thinking about it, and the more I think about it, the more I'm like, is this what it's like when somebody is like psychotic or like has like some sort of I don't even know what the right like clinical term is, but like if somebody's psychotic, right? A lot of times they can be like serial killers, like they can put on a mask. But sometimes it's like they have to stop themselves from saying what it is that they really want to say. And they're like rehearsing what it is that is an acceptable way to deliver the same message, or like what regular people would feel is acceptable. So in that moment, I feel like it was almost like, what he wanted to do was come out there and be like, hey, I killed these many people. I did this, I did that. And it was all for the greater good and blah, 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 blah. But he knows deep down that is wrong, which is why he's self-censored. So like he does have a sense of morality, right? Because if he didn't, then maybe people could say it's because he can't disclose all that because then Melfi would get him arrested. But I think it's also because like he knows there's a level of like what is socially acceptable and what is deemed like psychotic behavior.
Okay, so what I'm understanding is that dream sequence that we got, mask was off, and we finally got like a full-blown transparent look at what Tony's like actually
the
thinking.
Most evil version of Tony. Yes.
And then mask comes on, goes into therapy. He's like, this is what I need to say.
Yes, exactly. And the essence of it, right, like was somewhat the same, because he was talking about like, I've seen friends get killed, and it was almost like a wink wink nod nod sort of thing. But the thing where he said like, my cousin Tony B, they shot his face off. Like, brother, you did that. You did that. And it's so interesting to see the mask. I thought that was a brilliant way of doing the mask off, mask on. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It just makes me wonder. This is just me assuming and just thinking of like, was he talking in his sleep while he was dreaming that? Like that. I wonder. But Carmela said that he was snoring. I don't think so, but it'd be a very interesting.
Yeah, I don't think so, because or else I think we would have seen Carmela behave differently than she did, because they still went to the wake and all that stuff afterwards. And
exactly.
She seemed normal.
Yeah,
that's why he woke up and he was so startled. He was like, "Did I say something?"
Right.
Yeah. I'm curious from your guys' perspective what the episode title signifies from Kennedy and Heidi. Obviously, I think they're the two girls that were in the car on the opposite side of what caused the accident. But I'm curious if you think there is like a broader symbolism to that episode title. Because I feel like there is something there, but I just can't quite put my finger on it.
What does...
Well... I don't know if you mean it just because of the names. I don't know a Heidi that is supposed to be of importance, but if I'm going to look at it just from the perspective of the one little glimpse that we got of the two girls in the car, her friend was like, "You should turn back, like go help or whatever," and she's like,
I'm on my learners after dark.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like the relationship that Tony and Christopher would have in that situation as well. One is, the one that's telling her to turn back would probably be Christopher in that situation. The other one's Tony walking away from the problem. So that's how I'm seeing it. There's a little bit of a parallel there, and that's exactly what happened. Christopher's asking Tony for help, and then Tony goes and just kills him off.
I think there's a little bit of symbolism too.
Just moral dilemma.
Yeah, I think there's like a high level symbolism of like the beginning of life versus the end of life. Like two very young girls clearly driving, they have their whole lives ahead of them, and then two guys who are literally at the end of the line, Christopher about to die, and Tony, very clearly marching towards death in some capacity. Right. Whether physical death or just, his empire crumbling or his status or power or whatever.
Yes, empire is crumbling because we see how the relationship is just off between my gosh, I'm forgetting his name.
Christopher?
No, not Christopher.
Phil,
sorry. Yeah. Phil and the other mob, like, it's just not working. They can't come up with any agreement.
Yeah, and I think that's what Phil wants. I think he's exerting dominance, like, over him completely. And, like, the more and more their crew drops like flies, the stronger I think Phil gets. And the more they're being undermined, right? Like, we saw... when Tony was in Vegas and he was like, "Oh, let me do my thing." The guy calls him with the asbestos, and they're like, "Oh, I need to dump this, blah, blah, blah." He's like, "Oh, let me do my thing. I'm impressing the guy." And then we see they're like, "All right, screw it. Not gonna listen to Tony. We're just gonna
dump it in the ocean.
And
or a lake, or
who's
whatever that was.
Yeah, who's that gonna come back on? I don't know if it comes back on Tony specifically. I would assume so. But if it's Barone Sanitation, is that not Phil's like purview now? I don't know. I don't. This is something I need y'all to help us with, because we're not.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man, super sad.
Very sad.
It was interesting to see them do a significant character's death right in the beginning of an episode instead of towards the end. Like I feel like they would tend to do it towards the end, and you leave on like this ominous note and almost like cliffhanger-ish thing, like what's to come next, but. Yeah, I do like the progression that it showed, though.
I like that as well, too, because we got to see how Tony would reflect his death, and we saw that it was a very evil reflection.
Yeah.
A very strange way and how he was dealing with it.
Right.
So I really liked the choice that David Chase did with this episode.
Yeah.
By the way that was spoiled to me was on a Facebook post. Just random,
bro.
I was just scrolling through. It's just a normal picture of Christopher, and then the caption was like, "Name a character that didn't deserve their fate," or whatever. And I was like, "Okay, great, he's dead." Yeah, nice.
Oh my gosh!
And I was like, "Oh, fantastic."
Have you gotten anything spoiled? I haven't gotten nothing spoiled.
Not one thing.
It was that and the Adriana thing. That's it.
Never got one thing.
Actually, I might have the one thing of the ending spoiled, but don't know for sure.
Bro, they're gonna be grilling you, man.
Yeah. Well, I even get the Sopranos memes on like Twitter and stuff, and I don't.
You just don't interact with
No,
it.
it's not that I
bro.
don't interact. Like, I haven't really even gotten a spoiler. I feel like I've probably been lucky at this
I always hit not interested, and somehow it still comes.
If I see a frame that I don't recognize, I'm like, you. I'm just don't care.
That's why I can't wait till we're done, so then I can see everything and not like have to worry about spoilers. You know?
Exactly. With that being said, y'all, thank you so much for watching and listening to this reaction. We love you guys and see you soon for more Tony Tuesday. See ya, y'all.
Stay beautiful, y'all.
Oh, stay beautiful.